We're live. Okay, there we go. Guess we're live now. So as you can see by the title, I don't know where the title is on Alive, if it's down or I can't see it anyway. So I'm gonna so I'm playing my can't see. So if I'm squinting, that's why. Something. Oh, he's got a message from drummer of Red Handed Denial. It's pretty cool. You gotta check out that band right now. Actually, leave this live or video if you're watching it later, and go listen to some of their songs because they're pretty great. Um, but anyway, as you saw by the title of this video, oh, I'm so sad about this. So I'm playing. I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. I'm playing Magic Arena. I'm gonna try to do my daily quests here. I turn off the sound, so you don't have to worry about that. But so you cast 20 creatures and cast 20 white or blue spells. I'm gonna change that one. I don't like both of those together. Cast 30 red or white creatures. Oh, we can do that. Let's play Sporos for 20 minutes. All right. So how many creatures did I say? I don't remember. Here, I'll just make a deck real quick. So as you saw with the video, it's so I'm gonna tell you about all of the from like as far back as I can remember up until I don't know when. I'm not gonna tell all of them today, but I guess as far back as I can remember, I will tell about girls that I have liked like growing up, and so I can remember liking because you know how people always say you don't remember, you don't even like um, girls until you're like I don't know high school or some junk like that or middle school. I can remember liking them from like preschool. Um, I should just make a mono white deck of all creatures. That sounds good. Um, so yeah, I as far back as I can remember, I've always had some kind of liking towards them. So towards them, I don't mean to say it like that, but just like what are you? Oh, you're not helpful. That's what you are. Um, but I've always like as far back as I can remember liked girls. So as like the first one that I ever that I can remember, I won't say like last names is that, but her name was Tanya, and and like I mean, I'm sure that none of them will even ever watch these, so I don't have to worry about that unless I get famous or something, and then they're like, oh yeah, I used to know this guy, and then they come on this channel and sift through my videos, I guess, but um, I don't like that. Let's try a different creature. So wait, what happened to my what? Oh, I put the wrong thing in, I think. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I did put the wrong thing in. This is what I meant to put in. So Tanya, I knew from going to church, and like I don't know, I used we hung out like here and there at church, like, but I don't think that wouldn't have come, and nothing would have come of that, um, anyway, because I don't know, like I was totally stupid back then. I was more stupid then than I am now, and I'm pretty darn stupid right now. So you guys know, you guys know I don't. You change the battlefield, push forward on the turn. All right, I guess it's fine enough. Um, but yeah. So after that fiasco, that and I think I liked her. I ended up liking her for I don't know how many years, or at least a couple, two or three, till like second grade or third. Oh, I don't know. I had a lot of like random crushes, but I think that one lasted for quite a hot minute. Um, I remember the first one in school. Her name was Lynn, and so I um I liked her and I didn't think anything of it until, back then everyone was stupid. Everyone was stupid with the way they said and did things. So one of the kids, I don't remember, came up with this random thing that they're like, "Oh, Lynn has lice," and like I didn't even know what the heck lice was. People were just saying it like it was some kind of terrible thing that you die from or something like that. There's no, Lynn has lice, so I was like, "Oh, hi, yeah, Lynn has lice," and I just stopped liking her then on, and it was, I don't know. It's terrible how things like that just come about and just stay. Um, who was after that? I don't remember. Oh, I remember in second grade, there's this girl I liked. Her name was Brooke, and I remember this one time. Okay, so we had a whole like semicircle of like all the students were in a big semicircle, and the teacher was in the middle by the board, and she would write things on or this big paper or something, this big sheet of paper. And so she she turned around to write something on the board, and she was across from me, across the whole semicircle, and she she looked up and I like waved or something, and she just kind of was like, "Hi." And I was like, "Okay." So on this little piece of paper, I drew a picture of. I wish I still had it. It was so great. I drew a picture of me and her holding hands, and I had a little arrow that said me, and then I had another one that said you. And oh, what's going on here? Hold on. Live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Oh, I don't. All right. Welcome to live chat, even though it doesn't show that there's anyone here. Um, so I ended up drawing that picture and then crawling under my desk. I crawled under my desk while the teacher turned. It's like I waited till she just turned around to write something, and I crawled under my desk and crawled all the way across the floor, slapped it on her desk, and crawled all the way back to my seat. And she didn't even notice. Like from what I know, she could have noticed and just like not cared or something. It was like second grade though, so you'd think that she would like say something. Um, but I just slapped her on her desk, and I remember the girl next to her, I think it was Jen, um, like looked over it. She was like, "What the heck is going on?" I looked over to see what it was. I don't know. She was just like she was just sitting there, just like looking at it, and then she like looked up at me, and she like looked at her friend, and then they looked at each other, and she didn't like crumple it up or throw it away or anything. I think she just like tucked it in her bag or something, and but she never said anything about it or did anything about it or just, and we were still friends. I didn't like freak her out or anything, even though I was pretty weird back then. I guess that's kind of weird, but it's second grade, so um I know there was a girl named Hillary who was pretty. She was pretty cool. A lot of everyone liked her. I, like as a friend and everything. She was like probably one of the more cool ones to hang around with in class and stuff. Like she wouldn't like pick on you. She would step up if she saw someone else getting picked on. So like she was pretty cool with that. Um, then there's this one girl named Krista who I guess she kind of liked me at the time, but then and this was like third grade, I think. She moved away. I know actually Hillary moved away too. She was dating this guy named Jordan, or maybe that was later. No, that was okay. She moved. No, she moved away in like fifth grade. Yeah, or something like that. Because I remember we were sitting at an assembly. Yeah, that was middle school. We were sitting at an assembly, and I remember I don't remember who we had at the assembly, but they were talking about I don't know what the heck, but they said something about who you'll be with for the rest of your life or something later on in life. And I remember both of them were sitting right behind me, and it's clear as day. She like, um, because as soon as as soon as someone says something, someone who you're gonna be with the rest of your life, especially in like middle school, you always like look to whoever is like dating at the time. And so I looked like back behind me at them, and she was like, as soon as he said it, she was like, Jordan. And so I was like, yeah, I know I always remember that. If I think Hillary, that's the first thing that pops up, like her like gesturing towards him with her head, and he's just kind of like, haha. But I remember everyone was so like broken up about it when she moved. Oh my goodness. Everyone, like, I said something about it. I didn't even know what was going on. And like someone, I think it was Jen, the same Jen was sitting next to Brooke at that time. But this is like in fifth, this now I'm talking about fifth grade. She like didn't cuss me out, but she was pretty upset. She was like, "Oh, she's moving. You should know about this." And I was like, "Okay, calm down. I, whatever, whatever." Um, but yeah, back to Krista was the first one that ever moved away. I guess first girl ever moved away. That was like, and like I said, we had a lot in common. I guess in around that time anyway. And we were just talking. We flirted a little bit here and there. And she said one day, she's like, "Oh, I'm moving," and I was like, "Oh, okay," because I didn't like. She said she was moving to Millinocket, and I live in East Millinocket, like 10 hours, 10, 15 minutes away. But to me, that was like, I don't know, it was so far away because I didn't go up there that often to Millinocket, just like to the grocery store. I don't think even like maybe like the playground every once in a while or to visit family members, family friends and things. But we'd go up there like a whole heck of a lot. How much time? I'm at 12 minutes. Oh my goodness. I'll stop it at like 15 or 20, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of these stories. Just thinking about them. I was thinking about them earlier today at work, and so I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just talk a little bit about it. So, but yeah, she was the first one to ever move, like, move away. And I don't remember. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I stopped playing the game because I won't be able to focus on talking. So I think after fourth grade, who did I even? I guess I kind of had a crush on this Angela. She sat by me in fourth grade. Fourth grade was awful for me. I stayed back every day, or stayed after class every day in fourth grade because I wouldn't do my homework. It was so fourth grade was so, yeah. There's not much left in it, so it's good. But yeah, there's this one Angela. Yeah, she's and Courtney. I guess a lot of people liked Courtney though. Everyone liked Courtney. So there's always the one girl in every grade that everyone's all goo goo gaga over, Lady Gaga over. um, and yeah, and that was Courtney. So everyone liked Courtney, but I kind of liked, and they were both good friends at the time too. I remember, and I remember I sat next to Angela during English class, which was the one class that I didn't do any of my homework in, which was actually it was easy too. I don't know why I didn't do it. It was easy, but it was easier, I guess, just to stay after school for an hour and a half and or however long it was. I don't remember how long it was, but it was easier to just do that, I guess. I knew what the work was and I could do it. I didn't do it because I was dumby. So yeah, I remember sitting next to her in English class and like always like whispering to her and talking to her. And she wasn't like trying to push me away or anything. Because everyone's it's hard to like I think it was hard to have enemies back then and like especially in the 90s in school at least I guess where I was from there's not really anyone no one really like hated each other and like I know hate's a strong word No one really disliked each other then. And if it was just like a quick tussle or just spewed outside or something. I remember, here's that story. I remember the first time I went to the office ever. I was I was watching these two kids fight. I think it was Sean, and I don't remember who the other kid was. It was Sean, but I was just like I was watching them. I was just sitting on the door, sitting like it was winter time too. I was just sitting at the door, just kind of like rocking, like banging on the door like this. Not like bang slamming on the door, just kind of like watching them fight. And they were like fist fighting. They're just kind of like grappling and trying to throw each other to the ground. And um, the teacher came out. I remember Mrs. Morin came out and grabbed me by the ear and grabbed. Oh no, she grabbed me by the shoulder. I think the ear. Oh, I'll tell that story sometime. Freaking high school. Um, so and grabbed the other two kids, told them to come on, and we went up to the office. And I sat there dreading. I was like, "What did I do?" I was like, "What the heck?" And I remember Sean sitting next to me. He was fuming. The other kid was in the office talking to the principal, and so I'm sitting there next to Sean. And I'm like, is he gonna like destroy me for what did I do? Like, why is the teacher mad? Why is the principal here? Why is everyone so angry? Um, and so the Mrs. Morin comes out again, and she looks at me and Sean, and she's like, "All right, Sean, you're next." And then he goes in. The other kid goes out, and I wait for another 10 minutes, and then he comes out, and then he sits back down, and the other kid goes back in, and they look at me, or she looks at me, and she's like, "All right, what did you do?" Or something like that. And then I looked at Sean, and I looked at her, and I was like, "Nothing." And or no, she said, "Why are you here?" Is what she said. "Why are you here?" And I was like, "I have no idea." And I looked at Sean, and he's like, "Yeah, I have no idea either." And then the other kid was like, because I literally did nothing. Because she thought I don't know what she thought I was doing. She was like, "Oh, well, go back to class then." So that was the first experience going to the office. Was not even because I didn't even do anything. It was just standing at the door. Um, but yeah, I don't know where I was, Angela or something like that. So that was like fourth grade. All right, so now we're on to middle school. All right, I'll have to leave middle school for another time. It's already freaking 17 minutes. I don't want to bore you guys to death with random stories of me, I guess. But anyway, I will catch you guys later. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my old work shirt in Salerno when I worked at the pizza place. They got arcades now and stuff. It's kind of cool. But all right, I'll catch you guys later. This is long.